Hello and welcome to Beyond the Hype, the Atayese Media program where we look beyond the headlines, beyond the trends, and beyond the glamour to uncover the truths shaping our future. I am your host, Cassandra Olaniyon. In our last episode, we discussed the impact of Nigerian entertainers' lifestyle on youth productivity with Dr. Olusodo. In case you missed that insightful conversation, please check it on all our social media platforms at Atayese Media, on Spotify, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Today, we are taking the conversation a step further by examining a growing issue that has become increasingly normalized in our society. I am talking about the rise of internet fraud, popularly known as Yahoo culture. Many young people argue that everyone is just trying to survive, while others believe that fraud has become a dangerous shortcut disguised as hustle. So where do we draw the line exactly? Why is internet fraud becoming more socially acceptable, whereby parents find this comfortable knowing that their kids are involved in internet fraud? And what does it mean for the future of our society? To help us unpack these important questions, I am joined by Dr. Adeolu Olusodo once again. Thank you for joining us today, sir.
You're welcome.
Can you please introduce yourself to some of our listeners who are just joining us for the first time?
Yeah, I still remain Dr. Adeolu Olusodo. I'm the president of Atayese Group, a group that is committed to repairing the society, because we believe that the society is supposed to be better than this, and so we do a lot of things so that people can get back to the state where they will live a better life. That's what we do.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. So let's dive into the business of the day. For the first question, and like I said earlier, many young people today say everybody just wants to survive. At what point do you think also crosses the line into fraud?
Well, one of the things that every person is born with is the instinct to survive. And even you look at babies, when a baby is born and the baby is hungry, that instinct to survive makes baby to cry. If you don't respond, the baby starts to wail and shout until it begins to disturb everyone in the neighborhood, and they will urge the mother, give this baby something. And so that power to get something for yourself is with you. It's just that there's a limit that you have. For example, for the baby limit is just to make noise for a response to come. But as we grow older, as we become independent, let me put it that way, that it's now our duty to survive. So we want to do things to survive, and that's why people now, it's part of survival is to hustle. You have to go out to work and make a living for yourself. And people do that. You walk, you run around, you do business, you trade, and even begging is an hustle for a lot of people, because they see it as the only way they can get something to survive. And people have been doing that from years. But now gets to a point that there is a drop in there's a reduction in the moral gauge of the society. So people now see certain things that previously you cannot even call it hustle. You now see it as a normal thing to do. So they don't, nothing hinders them. So that young boys, young girls, they do things that normally they should not do, so that for them to be able to feed and be able to get buy things for themselves. So I believe that the crossing from hustle to fraud is so easy for people now because of the downturn in the moral gauge of the society. And that's why they don't really see anything bad in it. And people just feel, I want to survive. And that is why we are where we are today.
Thank you so much for that. So why do you think that internet fraud, or popularly known as Yahoo, why do you think it has become so normalized and in some cases even admired within our society? Because in some cases now we have parents that confidently know their children are involved in it, and they even admire their children being involved in it. Why do you think it has become so normalized?
Yeah, the number one reason why it becomes so normalized is that the other avenue for people to make a living has either been blocked or it becomes so hard, and so people have tried all sorts to survive and to make a living and find that it's not really yielding, and so they turn to something that of course, this one is easier, or this one I can really do this one, and I will get what I want. And like I said, is that instinct to survive is what has made people to turn to that path. And because the society also have lowered this whole standard and did not see anything wrong in it, it has encouraged them to go on and to do that. That is that. Then the other thing is that the poverty, the pervasive poverty in the land that has been brought upon us by those who have been saddled with the responsibility of managing the commonwealth. And everybody now feels, of course, even those that are hustling, genuine hustling, still find it difficult to have a 3 square meal and to even pay their rent and to do certain things. So now it's becomes so easy to justify doing Yahoo. That's it. And the other thing that when this thing started and people have this mentality that the white man along the line have also enslaved us, he's taking our resources. So this is only a payback for us that, okay, if we too also can scam the white man and take what he has, take back. So for them it's a reparation ministry. They want to repatriate what the white man have taken away from us. So that also went to the society, and people digested that idea, and they see that, okay, and that is what has happened. But all the same, we cannot justify that.
All right, so social media often glorifies luxury lifestyles without showing how the money was made. I think we discussed something like this in the last episode about how social media paints luxury lifestyles. So how has this influenced young people's definition of success and achievement?
Yes, the society, they say change is the only thing that is constant. We live in a world where change is dynamic, where people evolve over times. And even in fashion, it's like some things that our grandparents, some style that they sewed then, or some type of clothes they wore, and they have been jettisoned. People are going back to it now. So the society goes up, down, turn left, come back to the right, and all those ones fits. And evolving society is a dynamic state that the society is. And that is the reason why now things are where it is. And so lifestyle, people say that, okay, if I have money, let me wear the best clothes. If I have money, let me drive the best car.
Or buy an iPhone.
If I have money, let me use the best phone. If I have money, let me wear the best wig, go straight or whatever. If I have money, let me club, let me go to place, I carry women, and so it has become a problem for us. And like I said last time on the last show, it's the celebrities' lifestyle. Those are the ones, the younger ones are seeing. The younger ones are seeing those celebrities, and they see the way they live their lives, and they want to be like them. And so they will do anything for them to be able to live the life that the celebrities are also living. And that is why the lifestyle is becoming popular now. And not just that, even look at the mentality. Okay, let's start from even the younger ones. You see young girls coming up and tell you, I cannot date a broke guy.
Yes.
You see, and even the young men, the young guys that are growing, said this Tupac saying that I will. What's that saying? That I don't mind dying doing that thing. So you understand? You want to make it, so I don't mind dying in the process of making it. So, but that's justice. So that lifestyle is driven by mentality that have cropped up along the line that tends to make people see wealth, see riches as the only point where you can say someone is successful in life.
Thank you so much for that. All right, we all know that fraud has its consequences, and people often focus on the money that fraud brings alone. But there are some hidden personal, emotional, and societal costs that many people do not see. What do you think they are?
Any more, like Yoruba say, it is the person that first that it affects negatively that will be able to give you their own experience of it. Of course, the Yorubas also say that it is the person that packs the feces of the person of another person that will remember. The person that comes and just stand in the place and just drop it will not remember. So people that have been scammed, have been duped, people that their money have been taken from their account without them knowing. Some of them are falling ill, some have developed stroke, some have even died. It has affected the lives of their children who are supposed to probably use it. They want to use that money to pay their children's school fees, they want to use that money to do certain things. Those ones cannot go to school, their career have been cut short. So the victims, of course, their life will never remain the same again.
Yes.
It has happened like that. Then the other one is that the across the border scams that we have been doing has affected every Nigerian.
Yes.
At a point in time, if you get to any airport in the world, they will separate Nigerians from others.
Yes.
At the point of entry.
Yes.
Everybody come here, Nigerians, green passport, come and stay on this side. And because they believe that every Nigerian is a potential scammer. Even if you want to chat people up online, they begin to see you as a scammer first.
Yes.
I watched one show on TikTok recently, and the woman was narrating her experience that, okay, is this love that she met in Nigeria and all those ones. She met someone and said, okay, younger person, and said from Nigeria, everybody just started laughing, an American audience, and they just told her that she has been scammed. So it also gives us this image, this stigma worldwide that Nigerians are scammers. So it affects everyone one way or the other.
Yes, it has. Beyond the risk of arrest, this is also similar to what you have been saying, that how has internet fraud affected Nigeria's global reputation, especially for the honest Nigerians that are seeking opportunities abroad?
Because even as a young person, you want to transact business for your company, you have a small company, you are going up and you want to transact business with a company in the US or anywhere in the world. The first thing that comes to them, once it's from Nigeria, they put a question mark on it,
yes.
a caution, and they begin to move slowly. Even no matter what you tell them, they begin to doubt you, and they may not even discuss with you about the deal itself because they see you as a scammer. So it has affected everyone, especially those with legitimate businesses.
Yes.
It has affected everybody, and so that's why we call on government to do something about this. It's very important.
Right. So some argue that unemployment and poverty push young people into internet fraud. And you mentioned something about poverty earlier. So do you think that these are explanations, excuses, or it's perhaps a combination of both? Do you think it's a justification for being involved in internet fraud?
No, it is not a justification. And I will give you the reason why it is not a justification. Poverty is a challenge.
Yes.
It's a challenge. It's just like a man that has physical challenge. Probably cannot see, or probably cannot hear, or have had an accident and cannot walk. Maybe they've taken one or two of the limbs, and that's physically challenged man. How many of them have you seen that have gone ahead to kill someone else, to take their own body parts and add to their own so that they can use their parts? No, there's none. So also poverty is a challenge. If you are born into poverty or if you are thrown into poverty, of course, naturally you have to live in that poverty and work yourself out of poverty legitimately in the right way. So doing things to make the lives of others to be worse and make them to cry so that you can be happy, then there is no justification for that. So poverty is a challenge. Everybody should learn how to overcome the challenge without doing something that is detrimental to others in the community.
Thank you, sir. So you said something about the government helping us with this current normalization of the internet fraud, but we all know that change starts from we ourselves. So what mindset shifts do you think young people need to have if they truly want to build lasting and legitimate wealth?
Let us go back before that question. Change starts with us. No, I disagree. Change does not start with you. Change does not start with me. Change starts with those who have been saddled that responsibility of bringing the change to reality.
But we also need to change personally.
You will change if you know that if you steal, you are caught, you are going to prison. You will not steal. You will change if you know that if you are caught with hard drugs, you are going to prison. You will not pick hard drugs and start walking about with hard drugs and smoking it. If you know that if you are caught in examination hall, that is the end of the schooling and you'll be penalized for it, you will not go and do it. And that's why there is deterrent anywhere, in any sane society. There's deterrent, and that's what makes people not to do it. There's a dream saying that if not for government, people will be killing themselves and be eating themselves on the road. But because there is government, nobody will be able to do that because you'll be caught and you'll be disciplined. Let's go back history. Back down history. in Nigeria in the days of war against indiscipline. Of course, the one in Lagos I knew about because I was in Lagos. You dare not jump queue at the bus stop. You dare not, because you know that there are soldiers around that's going to give you correct discipline if you are caught doing that. You cannot just be walking on the road and you throw dirt on the road, a biscuit, nylon or whatever, because you know that there are people that, in fact, it became a fact that Nigerians when they are home will shout on you, "Kai, why? Years after, if you go to major parks in Lagos, people still maintain queuing to enter buses because it became part of us. That harsh reality we face under Idiapo became part of us, and we started doing things normally. But when we found that the government became so relaxed about it and government does not care whatever you do, people went back to the fact that they start doing what is not right. So change does not start from us. Change starts from those who have been saddled with responsibility to make society a better place. If you enforce laws and rules, people will live with the laws and the rules. So that is that. So let us go back now to the question of youth.
Yes. So mindset shifts that you think that they should have that would help them.
Will I say I don't blame youth? Will I? Yes, I will not blame them. Because as a child is growing, we all know that whatever you input into a child or what he sees as he grows is who he becomes in life. It takes only the grace of God for that child to change. So it is, the Bible says, train up your child in the way he should go. So when he's old, he will not depart from it. So for that, most Nigerians, because they are faced with many issues from those in government, and many parents, and there's little they can do for their own children. So now, if now have a child and you cannot afford to give that child the basic things of life, and the child goes out and comes and settles himself, will you go and fight that child? Because there's no moral justification for you to not fight that child.
Yes.
Let's even leave the issue of a child using iPhone. A secondary school, let us look at the basic things of feeding. You cannot afford, the best you can give a child is probably give him gari, or give him, in this age now, give him 100 naira to go to school. And he's going to go to school, treks to school, he will stay in school till 2-3 p.m. He'll come back home and he's not even sure he's going to eat anything at home. And by the time you now find out that the child goes to school, he's not even collecting 100 naira from you, and comes back and says, "What have you eaten?" He said, "I'm okay." Though you ask him, where do you see food? And those, but there's a limit to which you cannot want to force that child. No, don't eat this, don't eat that, don't do that. It's like what people say, don't eat your enemy's food, don't eat your enemy's food. But your friend have not put anything on the fire for you to eat. So you will end up eating your enemy's food. So that's why I don't really blame the younger ones, because they grew up with this mentality of you have to do whatever you can to survive. And they've seen that society have normalized things that should not be normalized. There are things we can never do when we're growing up that people do now. My own elder, my sibling, my sister, even at the point she was in Yahoo College of Technology, she dare not even stand with the guy inside the house and talk with the guy. Or be that, even as an undergraduate. But now you see girls in secondary school openly tells their mother, "My boyfriend bought this for me, my boyfriend did this for me, my boyfriend did this for me." I've encountered something like that. I fought with that woman years back, was telling a 13-year-old girl that I cannot do it now, where your mates, whatever your mates are going to have that money, go and do it. Because she cannot afford. She's grandma, so she's not having salary, she's not even getting anything, and the girl wants to buy something to take to school. I said, whatever your mates are going to have money, go and do it. 13-year-old girl. So that's why I cannot really blame the other one, but society itself have thrown them into this situation. But of course, they need help. Every young person should begin to see that if you follow this way, it's going to end up in destruction.
Yes.
So they must know it, and it does not last. And I keep asking people, all the fraudsters, when you were younger, where were they now? Where are they? all the young fraudsters that we grew up together, and when we were in secondary school and enter university and started doing all this fraud and all this, where are they today? So it does not last. Even if you make it and you come into the midst of people that are reasonable and sensible, and they welcome you and they mention it, of course those ones know their own attitude towards you, and you will feel it that you are not accepted, because you don't really belong to the group of responsible people who are doing great things for the society. So I want young ones to see that it is not a way to go. There is dignity in labor, and whatever you can get with your hand, with what you do, is sweet when you eat it and you enjoy your life that way. That is just what I want them to hold on to.
I hope every young person out there is listening to this, because this is very insightful. Can an honest Nigerian still build wealth in today's economy? And we've been talking about having building wealth legitimately, but what practical skills or industries would you recommend young people to focus on?
Thank you so much. Things are hard. You understand?
Yes.
Things are very, very hard. But I most times I go with biblical principles, because just like every religion, every holy book has what you can use to build something that is permanent and is good. The Bible says that, have you seen a man diligent in his skills, they will stand before kings. And that is where every young person knows that when even things are hard, you must work hard to stand out. When you stand out, you will make it in life legitimately. There is no room for mediocrity, and there is no room for you to want to remain average. All you should aspire to is excellence, and that is the way for them to survive. Don't just everybody, okay, if I leave secondary school, I will go and learn fashion designing, then I will just go and learn fashion designing. There are over 20 tailors on your street.
Yes.
All of you are competing with just people that have the money to buy clothes, but many will not even buy clothes. So you are competing with the few. But if you stand out, your market is beyond your street, is beyond your town. Your market is worldwide. And the only way that can make you to stand out, firstly, is for you to be diligent in that training. Be diligent, learn. When people are learning for 2 hours, you should learn for 10 hours. When people are reading for 4 hours, you should read for 12 hours. I keep recounting my experience with my mom while I was still preparing for my WAEC. When it's around 12 midnight, 1 a.m. in the night, my mother will come to the room and will take off that light, go and sleep. But for me, it's not just about reading, it's about I want to have A1 parallel. I want to examine, I want my name to be to be known worldwide. So that is it. So every young person should try, work hard to excel in whatever you are doing. No room for average, no room for mediocrity. Because if you want to just be a mediocre, no way, you will end up going first. If you want to just be average, life will become so hard for you. So we must teach our children, we must encourage them to be excellent in whatever they do.
So whatever practical skills or industries that they venture into, they must work hard to be unique.
Yes.
So beyond individual choices, we know that we've been talking about youth empowering themselves and having a different mindset. But we also know that parents, schools, religious institutions, and community leaders also have a role to play, as well as the media. So what do you think they can do to change the perception of fraud in general?
One thing about society, it's the fact that society itself is that family that you have, the father, the mother, and the children. It's that society. They form the bulk of the security system, the police, the navy, everybody. It's that same family that forms the bulk of membership of the church and the mosque and other places. It's from that membership you have people that become reverend, pastors, imams, and all those ones. So no matter how well they try to pretend to be different, to be holy, to be spiritual, that thing that they've learned from the family will show up in them. And that is why for those at the level of being priests or religious leaders, their fall is tied to the generality of people they lead. They cannot be different. And so I don't expect much to come from these people you have mentioned, the school, the religious institutions, and all that. We see it now. Nigeria now have more churches than any other nation in the world.
Yes.
And we look at moral perception. Nigeria is one of the worst. There was one study years back that said that adultery, Nigeria ranks very high in adultery worldwide. Not just sexuality, adultery itself, Nigeria is high ranking. Then corruption, there was a time Nigeria was number 1 for many years. That even the British Prime Minister at a point said Nigeria is fantastically corrupt. So what do you want to drug what do you call it? Drug trafficking. Nigeria is known worldwide.
Yes.
Child trafficking, Nigeria is known worldwide. Organ harvesting now, apart from all this Indonesia and all those countries, Nigeria is coming up behind them fast. So every evil, every bad thing is you trace in Nigeria there. And so that is every of those things you have mentioned, the church, the mosque, the school, the police force, everything, we mirror what we already have. And that is why I still go back that, yes, those in government also is a reflection of the kind of people that we have. And that is where whoever God has put in position of authority must know that it has now become a thing that they must work hard to help this country. Because like you said, to whom much is given, much is expected. Yes. If you are a leader in Nigeria and Nigeria is going down and you feel because everybody is like that, well, Nigerians will be punished one way or the other, but your punishment will be greater. Your punishment will be greater. So that is why we need to work hard. But all those institutions, I don't see them doing anything to help Nigerians.
Despite how you said Nigeria is notoriously known for being corrupt, do you believe that one day Nigeria can realistically create an environment where honesty pays and legitimate businesses can thrive? And what do you think needs to change for that to happen?
What needs to change? If you look at this country, what thing needs to change is there's still need for a force, a leadership that is going to wield the iron, not us wield iron for this country to change. Without that, I don't see anything that will make this country to change. I'm very blunt about it, and that's why I tell people, they say hope, and I begin to look at where is hope in Nigeria. There's no hope anywhere. The only hope that will show up in Nigeria is when you now have a leader that is ready to do the unthinkable. They ensure that everybody sits up and things go the right way. So that's just it.
All right. So thank you so much, Dr. Olusodo. It's been an insightful conversation with you, and you've left so much messages for the young Nigerians out there to be unique in whatever you venture in, and to also remember that internet fraud, although it brings in so much money, but it is only temporary. So let's remember that.
Let me just
success.
go in before you If everyone cheated to get rich, who will build the businesses, the hospitals, the schools, the farms, and technology that will move this nation forward? Because the nation of cheaters can never move forward. If we just find out that poverty will keep growing and things will never move on. Nigeria's future depends on a generation that chooses competence over shortcuts. Majority of Nigerians want shortcuts in everything. You have a child that is going for common entrance. The parents are already paying the teachers to write it for the child on more premises. The parents already introduced them to examination malpractices. We need a nation where integrity is chosen over deception, where purpose is chosen over quick money. Everybody wants to be rich because we want to buy flashy things and all these ones. So the greatest hustle is building a life that you should never think of hiding. And that's what people do. They hide their lifestyle. They hide their source of income. That is justice. So I want to encourage every Nigerian, especially the young ones, that there is dignity involved. Just whatever you have, manage it, plan it, and work towards building it gradually. And you will see that things will work well for you. No shortcuts in life.
Thank you so much, Dr. Adeolu Olusodo. I'm sure that I'm not the only one who has been enlightened in this wonderful episode. Every other person out there listening to us is also enlightened. And I also want everyone out there to remember that success is not built on hype, but on purpose, on discipline, and consistent productivity. Thank you so much for listening to Beyond the Hype, only on Atayese Media. I am Cassandra Olaniyon. Join us again next time.